In the last session we were talking about this formula field, right? Okay. Now what we are gonna do, we are gonna talk a little more about formula fields. Okay. We are gonna do a little more complex formulas. All right. So we did a simple one yesterday where we just multiplied the hourly rate with the duration, right? Now we are gonna go with a slightly complex formula. Okay. So what we are gonna do is okay. On the total spend field, we have got a total spend field, right? Total spend total spend is basically equals to duration multiplied by hourly rate, right? That's the logic that we have used. Now let's say, on in this total spend, I also need to add a certain tax. Let's say a tax is applicable on total billing, and the tax is applicable at a certain rate which is not fixed. So let's say it's 10% if duration is 50 hours. It's 20% if duration is less than 50 hours. It's 20% if duration is more than 50 hours. Okay, so let's say this is what I want. Now what we'll need to do, we can write a formula for this, but we'll have to write a condition. So it should first of all go and check if what is the duration. If the duration is less than 50, then it should go and calculate it for 10% tax on top of the price or on top of the total spend calculated. And if it is more than 50 hours, then it should calculate 20% tax on top of it. Okay. So this is something which we can do. So let's just go back and try to do this. Give me a moment. I'll quickly log in into it. Okay. So now this is what we have. I'm just going to go back to the total spend was on assignment object, right? So I'm just going to go back to the assignment object and we'll create the formula field. So we'll just go back to the setup, create assignment object. I think the formula field is already there. All that we have to do is we just have to edit that field. All right. And we'll have to put our logic there. Yeah, here is the formula field. You can just go and click on edit to edit any edit anything in the formula. Okay. Now, earlier it was just duration into this. All right. Now we have got a logic. Okay. A condition to apply here. So for that sort of scenarios, what you need, you can actually use a few functions which are available here. Okay, so this is where you have got all the functions listed. Most of these functions are similar to the Microsoft Excel functions. All right. Now I want to put an if logic. So there's an if function also. You can search it under logical function. There is an if function. Okay. When you choose a function, it is going to show you a brief syntax of that function and how to use it. Okay. So Let me just go and insert this function here. Okay. So what is the syntax? It says put your logical test here. If logical test is true, then what should be the value? If it is not true, if it is false, then what should be the value? Okay, so this if function has got 3 sections. So what is my logical test? Logical test is that duration is less than 50 or greater than 50, all right? So I can just pick the duration field from here and insert it here. So if duration is less than 50, then the price will be, so total spend will be this into 1.1. That should do the job, right? Because I want to add tax as 10%, so I'm making it 110% of the total calculation. So that should be fine. If that is not the case, then duration is more than 50, then it should be this into 1.2. This should work. Okay, just for your understanding, I'm actually going to put it in 3 different lines. So the condition, then what if the condition is true, then what if the condition is not true, the condition is false, correct? So this is the condition. If it is less than 50 hours, total spend should be this. If it is more than 50 hours, total spend should be this. All right, now I can delete this one. I don't need this. Okay, try to check the syntax. If there is any problem, it is going to show it here itself. There's no syntax error. It's absolutely fine. So we will just go ahead and click on save. Okay, done. All right, so now let's go ahead and check if this is working fine. Go to a project. Yeah, so this hourly rate is 50. Go to the assignment. Duration is 60, let's say. Okay, now click on save. See, the total spend is $3,600. 60 into 50 plus 20% of that. All right, so we have got $3,600 total spend. It includes the 20% tax also, because duration is more than 50 hours here. Got it? So that's how simple it is. Now to create these formulas or to work with these functions, there are a few functions which you will easily understand. Some functions are there which are not very common. So where should you go and read more about these functions in case you want to understand a function and you're not able to understand it just by looking at that brief syntax that it has given? When you're on this formula page where you're defining the formula and you see these functions on the right hand side, okay, when you see these functions here, and if you select any of the functions from here, okay, let's say you just picked up a function and you do not understand how to use it. Let's assume that most of the times reading this part you should be able to understand what exactly this function is going to do. If you need more information on this, you can click on help on this function. Okay, click on this. It's going to open the Salesforce help for that particular function where you can get the details. Is there still some issue with the voice? Can you guys not hear my voice? Okay, give me one moment. Okay, one moment. Give me one quick moment. I'll fix it. Hello. Yeah. Is it better now? Okay. Great. Thank you. Okay. Yep. So we were on this. So in case you need any help on a particular function, you're not sure how to use it and all, you can just choose the function, okay, and then click on help on this function. This takes you to the help link where you can read in details about that function, okay, or you can just click on operations and functions here, and this will again take you to the help link where all the functions are listed and you can read about the functions in detail. Okay, so this is one more option which is available. Okay, now I'll just show you what exactly we have got on the in this help page. All the functions that are listed there, all the functions are available here. You can actually look into the functions and try and learn them, like logical functions, math operators, logical these are operators initially, and then there are functions, date and time functions, text functions, logical functions, all of them. Okay, fine. So that's what we have here. We have got all the functions listed here, correct? So if you want to learn a particular function, let's say you want to understand if function a little more, then go to logical functions, then go to if, and then here you will be able to see the usage of if function. Okay, this is what it does, how it is used, everything. All right, now don't try to learn all the functions. Okay, that will be basically waste of time, because anytime you need to use a particular function, you can always come back to this and you can use this help link as a reference for whenever you have to use a formula. All right, But if you try to learn all the functions one by one, you are actually going to waste your time, right? So try to learn 4 or 5 of them, the ones which you feel that they are easy, that you can understand what exactly they're going to do. Try to create them and learn 5 to 7 of them. People who already know Excel will understand a little more functions because you might have used some of them in Excel. But if you have not used function in Excel, just learn 5, 6 of them, and then remaining you can use as and when they come. Whenever you have a requirement, you can actually think about a function and use it. All right. So there are a lot of them. Okay. All right. So that's how we put a formula. Now there is another thing that we are gonna talk about, which is called a lookup filter. What is a lookup filter? Lookup filter is basically putting a filter on the data that you're trying to look up. Lookup is basically when there is a relationship field, then there is a lookup field available, right? You click on the button and you try to pick some record from the parent object, correct? That's the lookup. If I go to this and if I create an assignment record, okay. Now, when you click on this and you try to pick a record from the parent, this is basically called lookup, right? There's a lookup window. This is called lookup. Now, if you want to put a formula here, a filter here, if you want to put a filter here, so I'll tell you the requirement exactly what we have, and then we will see what we can do about that. Okay, see, in the assignment, I have a field called subject. Okay, so this will be the subject of the assignment. Let's say the assignment is related to Java or Salesforce or PHP or .NET, correct? What I want to do, I want to put a logic so that whatever is the subject of the assignment, only people, while I'm trying to look up for a consultant, only the consultants who have got that particular subject as his skill set, those consultants should be available. And practically, think about this. If you are actually assigning people to a certain assignment, all right. Now the assignment is about Java. Now just by looking at the name of the person, you will not be able to figure out whether that person works on Java or not, or whether he knows Java or not, right? So if we can actually put some condition which will only show me the values of people who know that subject. Okay, so in consultant object I have got a skill, got it. So I can say that, okay, while I'm trying to choose a consultant here, show me only the consultants where their skill is equal to the subject of assignment. Okay, that will make the life of the end user easy, right? Otherwise, if there are 200 consultants, let's say 200 consultants listed, and when I try to pick a consultant for an assignment, and if it starts showing me all 200 consultants, it's going to be very difficult for me to pick it up, right? Rather, I would want to just see the list of consultants who have got the skill which is same as the subject of this assignment. Then my job becomes easier. Okay, the person who is actually creating the record. Okay, so this is what we want to do. So for that we have to put a lookup filter. So for that we have to put a condition in the lookup. Okay, and which should check that skill of the consultant should be equal to the subject of the assignment. That's what we're gonna do. So we'll need these two fields first. So let me just go ahead and create these two fields. One is skill and the other is subject. All right. So let me go back to the setup create object. Skill needs to be created on the consultant object. Assignment will be created on the subject will be created on assignment. Okay, so let me just go ahead and create this. Skill can be a pick list. Let's say the options are Java, SFDC, PHP, ESP. Okay. Okay, in assignment also I'm gonna populate, I'm gonna create a pick list field with those 4 values only. Okay. So the subject field will have these 4 values only: Java, PHP, SFDC, PHP, and ASP.NET. Okay, good. Okay, now let's add a few consultants. I already have one consultant added here. Okay, and this consultant has got skill Salesforce. Okay, I want to add one more. There's another consultant, Bhaskaran, who has got Java. That's it. There's one more consultant, Ramesh, whose skill is PHP. Alright. Now I want to ensure that if I have an assignment which has got a subject of Java, only the consultants who have got skill as Java, in this case only this consultant should be available. Alright, just to ensure the 2 things. One, ease for the end user, so that the end user does not have to browse through too many records. Second is the to avoid that scope of error. By mistake, if the user ends up assigning a Java assignment to someone who does not know Java, that sort of thing. Okay, so it's going to help in 2 ways, this lookup filter concept. So now this lookup filter has to be applied on the assignment object because the lookup field itself is on the assignment object. So just go to the assignment object and go to the field, the relationship field. This is the field where we have to put the filter, assignment consultant relationship field. Go to this field and you would see that there's something called a lookup filter. Currently there is no lookup filter applied on it. You're going to put a lookup filter. See, no lookup filter is defined in this. So I will just click on edit and then we are going to put a lookup filter on this. See, come to the lookup filter, click on edit, come to lookup filter, and here you can expand it. It's going to show you the settings for that. You have to put your logic here. So what's my logic? My logic is that the consultant's skill should be equal to the value of, okay, should be equal to the field assignment subject. Okay, so that's the logic which I want. The skill field from the consultant should be equal to the assignment of the subject. That's it. Okay, and then click on save. Okay, now let me try to create an assignment and see if it is working. Create a new assignment. Okay, so in the subject you pick Java consultant. Okay, here you would see that there is another information available which says it depends on subject. So first of all, you should ideally select the subject. Okay, so yeah, we have selected Java, so we should only be able to select the consultant who has got skill as Java. Click on this. See, only this consultant is available whose skill is Java. Okay, now if I don't select this, let me change it. Let me change it to SFDC. Click on this. See, only this consultant is available whose skill is SFDC. Got it? If you change it to PHP, you will see that there is another consultant available. Yep. See? All right. So we have just restricted the data just to ensure that the end user populates the correct value for this lookup, and he does not have to, search too many records to find a parent record. All right. So that's how a lookup filter works. Okay. Fine. So this is what we are going to do. So I would want you guys to create the lookup filters. Now you have got your application. You've learned a lot of ways of enhancing your application. So what I would want you to do now is just go build your application, and I want you to use everything that we have learned here, including roll-up summary fields, or auto numbers, lookup filters, formulas. Right, all these fields need to be included here. Okay, so like for lookup relationship, master detail relationship, I want you to use everything. Okay, for formula, I want you to create one formula on your own. Currently what we are doing, this duration, this is what I was discussing at the start of the session, when you guys were not able to hear me, so I'll repeat it one more time. So I just want you guys to do one small thing here. Currently I created this duration field as a number field, so I'm manually entering the number, but I have got a start date and end date of the assignment. I want you to just calculate the duration based on the start date end date. Okay, now there are two ways of calculating it. This is something which you guys will do. I'll just give you a hint on this, and it's going to be your task to go ahead and do that. Okay, so one is I can do end date minus start date, multiplied by something like an 8. Let's say normal 8 hours the consultant works on a day. So what we can do, we can write a formula which will calculate end date minus start date, which means how many days the assignment continued, and that will be multiplied by 8. Okay, so this can be an easy approach to calculate the duration. You can use this, but the actual thing will be that in this end date minus start date, there will be a few Saturday Sundays as well. Right, now I do not want to include Saturday Sunday, obviously, because Saturday Sundays were not worked. Okay, now I want you to figure out a solution for that also. How can I just calculate Monday to Fridays between end date and start date, and then I would just need to multiply it by 8. Okay, so this is something which I would want you guys to do. Try doing it. and try to come up with a solution. All right. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Now let me know if anyone has a question or queries. You can raise your hand now.